I've got an economic puzzle. How does an item go from just being regular expensive to becoming a symbol to define the elite? And why are Stradivarius violins one of them? On the demand, we have a few options. Say you've got $15 million and you want to buy some social status. Well, you can buy a dinosaur skeleton, or you can buy a Fabergé egg. You don't quite have enough to buy a Van Gogh or a Monet, they go for around $100 million, or you could buy a Stradivarius, which sells for $10 to $20 million. Now, the violin is somewhat unique on this list, and it puzzles me, because no other instrument does this. A new Steinway piano will sell for around $100,000 to $200,000. This custom, gorgeous pictures at an exhibition piece is set for $2.5 million. The supply side of the market is more puzzling. I mean, you bet Steinway would like to sell this for $10 to $20 million if they could. One answer might be that Strads are old and unique. I mean, Antonio Stradivari lived 300 years ago, and for obvious reasons, he hasn't made any sense. But hey, he was before the Industrial Revolution. Haven't material sciences improved since then? Can't we make higher quality instruments today? Remarkably for violins, the answer is only marginally. The 300-year-old Stradivarius violins still sound amazing today. To build a status symbol, we need a few ingredients. The first is quality, and we have that here, but equally good modern violins sell for a fraction of the price. We also need a narrative. Rich people need to collectively believe that the item is elite. Responding to the Gilded Age, the economist Thorsten Veblen wrote Theory of the Leisure Class. He coined the term conspicuous consumption for these kinds of establishing goods. So what made the Strad sufficiently unique for the rich to write a successful narrative? I would argue in part it's how early he was. He perfected the craft of making a violin 150 years before the British Industrial Revolution. That's quite remarkable. But why Italy? They were the first in Western Europe to get rich. After the sunset of the Abbasid Empire around 1250, northern Italians such as Venice, Genoa, and Florence became global trading hubs. They also developed some of the early banks and accounting practice, setting the stage for modern finance. And we can see that Italy was far richer than France and Germany for over 500 years. They also had a higher standard of living compared to Northern Europe. The Netherlands didn't rise till about the 1600s, and England not until the next century. With riches came the resources to devote to craftsmanship. The Italian Renaissance witnessed Michelangelo perfect the craft of painting and sculpture in the early 1500s. We can paint a direct line between Michelangelo and Antonio Stradivari. And he did it really early because of the established tradition of high craftsmanship, which was financed by Italy's initial foray into modern banking and global trade. And hey, for a whole lot more, go and see this great new video. I make a cameo in it. The host, Nora, gets to actually play a Strad. This is all part of a brand new project I'm taking part of. Business Explains the World over on YouTube. Go check it out.